They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew. Let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho.
They're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Yes, Sam.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stars in the House. Mandy, right at places.
Need her arrival.
There she goes.
Hi, good girl.
Hi, Mandy.
Hey, everyone. What is Stars in the House, you may say? Well, first of all, I'm Seth. This is James.
Hi.
Stars in the House is the fundraiser for the Actress Fund.
Yes,
you may say, what the H is the Actress Fund? We just want to rock out. But I will tell you what the Actress Fund is before we rock out with an H. Rock out.
Oh, no. This is going to be like you are whenever we have a guest from England, right? You're gonna do a weird accent.
What's your point? What's your point? And to the who, the Actress Fund is for anybody in the arts. So yes, for actors, but singer dancers, opera singers, anyone who performs, anyone who
rock
helps.
musicians.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone that's backstage, hair people for Constantine's lace front. It's all natural, man. Anyone
concessionaires selling booze to people at Rock of Ages performances.
Box office
all
people, house managers.
Basically professionals in the performing arts.
No matter what you do, where you are in America, you can get help from the Actress Fund. So if you need help right now, please go to actressfund.org. They can also help you negotiate things. I think your mom is home. They can also help negotiate like getting health insurance. They're just an amazing organization. So everyone, even if you don't need help, go to actressfund.org because you may not even realize you need help. Let's let the dog in. Actressfund.org if you need help. If you can give some help tonight, which we would love, please donate at starsinthehouse.com. You can also text. I'm so thrown by not seeing it in front of me.
Text 565. Text
right? Isn't that weird? Text fund
2020 to 56512.
That just threw me not seeing it. So you can text it, but then you're going to get a receipt. Forward your receipt to donations@starsinthehouse.com, and then we'll send it to one of our stars tonight. And maybe Constantine will sing it on a B in the mask with vibrato. You don't know. But I would say that he probably would. So you forward the donations to donations@starsinthehouse.com. Anything else, Jimmy?
Well, yeah, there's several things. Well, one is regarding the Actors Fund. As we've said before, the Actors Fund has doled out over $20 million in the past year of the pandemic.
To help everybody.
To help people with very basic things like paying rent, necessary things, health insurance, food, etc. And they are there's been so much need, they're on their second round of giving grants because basically if you qualify, you get a grant. And so many people qualified and are still in need months and months later that they are now giving out a second round of grants. In addition to grants, to money, they also have a lot of great programs. And Maggie, our pal at the Actors Fund, sent today's, which actually I want to do. Come together. My God. Okay, the dog.
I'm gonna handle this.
No, I got it. I got it.
The dogs are barking.
I'm gonna write down simmering marital tensions. We got
I'm
this.
just saying they can't hear because the microphone's not near them.
The dogs are barking because my mom just saw my sister, and of course, it's like calls and says, "I'm going to be arriving at 8:03." And when you've got 4 dogs,
right after the show begins.
Yeah, right after the show begins. Come together for an online 30-minute meditation practice with others in the entertainment community.
I will not be leading it. The most anxious person. Continue.
Right. I will. I am in need of it. Experience and learn mindfulness practices utilizing breath and meditation. This workshop occurs every day, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can go to actressfund.org/workshop. So when you go to actressfund.org, just look for workshops and you will see that there. In addition, I have a new total for monies raised viewers like you, from your viewers like you.
We began when everything shut down.
That's
so it began a little bit more than a year ago.
And we are up to $823,630.
All that cash flow is going to the Actress Fund because of you. So make some donations, and the $5 is the minimum, and we'll take it.
That's right. Now, if you are new to Stars in the House because you are here because of Rock of Ages, we do have a medical break. And with Dr. John LaPook, who's the chief medical correspondent of CBS News, he'll be here halfway through. It'll give our guests a chance to go to the bathroom, get a drink, and then they'll come back for the second half. But that'll be coming up. And I want to let everyone know, in addition to We would love for you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, David. We want to thank Dennis, who created this game. If you saw the show last night, You Don't Know My Life, here it is in box form.
That's such a fun game, man.
It was a great game. And by the way, really, it was funny and fun, but also really insightful. Like there were some deep conversations happening. It was a great
#MeToos. It was fascinating.
It was fascinating. It is basically topics that do not come up when we do our game nights here on Stars in the House, but it was great. And so Seth, tell everyone, because we just put up the schedule for this week and next week, who you've got here tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, right. I know, but she may be watching. So I'm not going to say
that's
who.
right. It's a surprise.
Yeah, so it's a surprise party for my sister Nancy.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you go, if she is not, she promised, because she wants to be surprised. She's just like Seth. So if you go to Facebook, or if you go to our
no, not Facebook.
I'm sorry, go to starsinthehouse.com. You'll see the schedule and you'll see all the people.
We have some amazing stars coming. I booked some of her favorite stars.
Yes.
Like, it's not all of her favorite stars, but a lot of her favorite stars. So that's tomorrow. So it's a celebration of my sister Nancy.
Yes,
Nancy will be here.
That's right.
Who's basically me in drag.
Yeah,
Then,
I told Seth, I said, should I not be here tomorrow? Because it's sort of his sister, and he's putting it all together. And
Seth I said, we're such narcissists. We want an audience.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that.
I want laughs.
And Nancy's going to want an audience.
Yeah, of course we want an audience.
So I'll be here tomorrow. And then Friday, Easter Bonnet.
Yeah, Friday's celebration of the Easter Bonnet competition, which of course so many people have been on. I remember Frankie was there with Miranda Sings years ago. So we're gonna have a lot of amazing clips. We're celebrating because Broadway Cares right now. If you go to BroadwayCares.org and you donate anything, it's being doubled, like up to like $3 million. So we're gonna have a whole Easter Bonnet celebration this Friday.
And as you know, I'm sure many of you know, Broadway Cares is probably the #1 donor or grantor, is probably the better word, to the Actors Fund.
Yeah.
So another reason to to
What's
support Broadway Cares. Grantor, because that's what they do. They give grants.
Grantor.
Yeah.
Grantors.
And then Saturday, it was just announced. People.com picked it up, which we're so excited. And I think a lot of you who are regular viewers knew this, but The Kids Are All Right. Annette Bening got the cast of The Kids Are All Right together. They're all the stars are going to be here on.
So yeah, for the
Saturday.
older folk, Annette Bening, Julianne Moore, Mark Ruffalo. For the younger folk, Josh Hutcherson from Hunger Games. So you have one or the other. You could be over 40 or under 40 and still love Saturday.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
The whole cast.
And that is on Saturday. All right.
And that's just one of our many big reunions coming up. Okay, so
there's 3 that have not been announced yet, though a few people have made very good guesses that are regular viewers. Let me let Mandy in. You want to bring people on set?
Yeah, well, I'm going to first show this. We're celebrating Rock of Ages tonight. Here's just one of the many clips from the show, because there's a major Rock of Ages special about to happen. But if you don't know anything about the show, it's basically about singing above a high A. Like the whole tessitura of the show is above a high A. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. Take a gander.
I don't need to be the king of the world, as long as I'm the hero of this little girl. Heaven isn't too far away, closer to it every day. No matter what your friends say,
I know we're gonna find a way. I'm the one who deep inside,
deep inside, you feel it too. I waited online,
waiting on lines.
yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Whoa, whoa, that I wouldn't have
Cause I'm ready.
how I love the way you move.
We call that a mashup. Okay, we're gonna bring on the cast, and then they're gonna scrap that song. Am I correct, James?
Yes, ma'am, sir.
Let's bring on one of our original cast members. He's not in his lace front, Mr. Adam Dannheisser. Hi, Adam.
Hello. That was very emotional.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
Did you? Well, we'll talk about it. But did you do it starting in LA? Or did you begin off Broadway?
I began off Broadway.
I love it. Just like Constantine.
Yes, it was quite a road.
I'm gonna bring on the other
We'll
clowns.
get into that. We're going to bring everyone on, and we're going to ask everyone how they.
We have one of my old pals
That's
who.
like, all the animals are acting.
Yeah,
My animals. I had animals. I thought
we have
Bring
a
'em
kitty and the
on.
doggy. We have my lady friend from childhood. I've gotten older and she's gotten younger. Still 29. Rude. Kerry Butler.
Hey!
Hi, Kerry.
Hi, Kerry. We have a gentleman. I want to say he's in Canada, but I don't know why I'm saying that. He's probably back in Florida with the same hair as you, same hair color. Please welcome Mr. Frankie Grande.
Hi, cuties. I brought my puppy to the mix today, too. Aww.
Little
I
angel.
love you guys.
Hi, Frankla. And then we have the original high belting, all in the mask with an amazing spin. Please welcome the amazing Constantine Maroulis.
Yay!
Hi, Constantine.
Hi, Connie.
You're muted.
You're muted. I've never heard you muted. You've got the loudest, highest voice in the world.
We can probably hear him through the mute, to be honest.
It'd be awesome if Connie actually had a mute button in life and you could just push it.
Muted yourself, Constantine. Push the screen. Your lighting is
I
better.
don't know how to.
There we are.
Hey, Grandpa.
What's up? That's me.
It's all good.
All right, so
Sorry,
who
we're
can tell
setting up a performance too. So, yeah, I'm muted. Hi, all you beautiful people. Good to see you.
So who wants to tell us about that clip? Constantine, tell us what that clip is.
Okay, well, that clip is a mashup. It's called Heaven, and essentially, I guess Drew and Sherry are sort of finally kind of starting to really see each other, and it's a fantasy moment. Really, one of the most beautiful moments in the show, I think. Everyone sort of has their kind of I don't know, their investment in that, and the band, the singers, the ensemble, everyone kind of comes together on that. And my favorite moment in the show, and when you do these B-roll, it's like, you're doing it like right before you open the show, and everyone's like, oh man, do we really have to do this right now? And that's really the live vocal in the room, like unmixed and everything. So it's so nice to see everyone looking so young and cute, and we just love this show, man. It's been a big part of my life for many years. And, even when I was on American Idol, they first approached me about it. They were doing the little workshops in LA. And then here we are since then, man, 14 plus years later. In
fact, isn't today the anniversary? Or am I wrong?
12 years since we opened on Broadway. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Wow.
There's some information here. We'll keep repeating it, but it's Saturday, April 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern, same time as our Kids Are All Right. But you can
No. The kids are.
Oh, April 24th.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're not that deep into April.
Same time. What the hell? But the point is, just get it. I mean,
Exactly.
And it's basically a big reunion of the show with amazing singing. So let's go back for a second. Adam, you play basically. He looks like the guy that used to run Screw Magazine, but it's not. Al Goldstein. Anybody? Did you base your look on him?
No, I didn't. I actually, I didn't have it in my mind, nor do I now. So that's good. I'm gonna have to Google, but no, I initially saw the guy as sort of like Springsteen-esque, and that's what I was doing in the room. And then eventually, wigs and costumes come into things, and then you put that on, you're like, oh, this is that guy.
Not Bruce Springsteen.
So the second we all saw that guy come to life with the wig and the costume and the whole deal, I instantly knew who he was, and he wasn't Bruce Springsteen. I'll tell you that.
No, ma'am.
No, I was like wearing bandanas in the room. I was like, oh, is that Bruce?
Bruce.
Yeah.
Kerry, when did you first get involved with Rock of Ages?
It was like 6 months into the run,
Okay.
I think. So I still got to do a lot of exciting things, like
Connie and I got to do the when you sing on the street. What's that one that we got to do?
Broadway on Broadway?
Yeah, we got to do Broadway. I got to pretend to be a rock star and like I put on sunglasses.
Wait a minute, that's literally the clip I have. It sounds planned.
I actually found the clip.
I'm gonna
Kerry.
show you.
Oh my gosh!
Carrie's in sunglasses. You actually widened your vibrato, which is very interesting. I'm like, it's never been that wide. It's very rock vibrato. And Constantine does this amazing spin. Here, let's take a gander. And Jeremy Jordan's in the background being like, I'm ensemble. Take a gander.
Here's a cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kerry Butler. Just a small town girl living in a gloomy world. She took a midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit, Michigan. It took the midnight train going anywhere.
All right. I love that Carrie's definition of being rock star is wearing sunglasses. She's like, I got to put on sunglasses.
No, I'm a rock star.
But
Yeah,
Carrie,
I got to sing a Constantine. So that kind of.
That too.
you totally, Carrie's done a lot of really sexy rock roles. I mean, look at this.
Let us get down, can you just see it? Let us get down, it's a little flame glow. No sir, not me, I guarantee it. I want much more than this long as
Is she wearing sunglasses?
That was hot.
Is she wearing sunglasses in there?
That B-roll. Yeah.
Seth, how about my dancing in that first clip?
It's a bold choice. Carrie Butler's not known as a danseuse. She prefers standing. Speaking of dancing, Frankie Grande, you were at the swing. Tyler was the swing, right? You were just a dancer, Mamma Mia. What was your track, as we say?
Oh, my track, I was a featured ensemble. I was one of the Does Your Mother Know boys. So I was in that. I was one of that little quartet, and I was an Eddie cover. Who did I replace? I don't even remember. God, it was so long ago.
2001.
Yeah, 2007.
Well, but I mean, 2001 was Mamma Mia when it first
Oh,
opened.
yeah. I thought you meant like I started in 2001. I was like, Henny, no.
No, yeah. But
Henny.
speaking of replacing, do you remember when you had your audition for Rock of Ages? And do you remember coming over to my apartment and me coaching you?
Yeah, unbelievable, Seth. You did it. It's your thing. Actually, I don't even think, but that wasn't even when I booked it. That was like I booked it. I had 3 final callbacks for Rock of Ages. Did not book it. Did not book it. Did not book it. Went on Big Brother. Said on the live feeds, they were like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "It's my dream to play Franz in Rock of Ages." Someone sent that clip to Matt Weaver. Walked out of Big Brother, and Matt Weaver was like, "Here's your contract." And I was like, "Work. Thank you. Finally." It only took millions and millions of other people telling you to do it for you to remember that I'm actually the perfect person for the role. Thank you.
Frankie, so you mean the live feed that they have on CBS.com, not even on the show? It was just
yeah,
like
it wasn't aired. It was just like fans that clipped it from the live feeds because you have 24/7 cameras like following you around. So everything that you say, which I mean TMZ followed everything that I said for the entire time. Made it somewhere, and yeah, they clipped it and sent it over to the Matt Weaver and to Scott. So I was really excited because I mean I was born to play Franz. I truly do believe that, and I'm glad that it happened however it needed to happen because it's my dream. I remember seeing like it, I was there the night that it got picked up. The movie rights got picked up. I was in the theater as just a little groupie, and I remember seeing Matt Weaver like walking around telling everyone, like no matter who they were. Like I'm sure he probably told me, even though I never met him. He was like, "We just sold the movie rights tonight," and I was like, "Cool, congratulations! I would be in the show." I remember that night so clearly because I am a fan, and I would sit in the wings and watch Heaven every single night.
Frankie, so when did you
watch that solo?
But when did you first see the show?
First saw the show opening on Broadway. I never saw it. I never saw it off Broadway. I don't think, but I definitely saw it opening on Broadway. I was there like in previews actually on Broadway, and then many, many times afterwards.
And you knew when you first saw it.
And I saw you in it, Constantine. I saw you in it, Adam. Yeah, I saw all of you in it. Yeah.
But I think the overriding point is that I'm a terrible coach.
It took Big Brother.
I get it.
Great coach, because I could have, well, I was too tall, I was too short. You know how it is. It's Broadway. It's never. It's always about something, you know, that's not in your control. We did everything that was in our control for me to book that role, Seth, and it was just a matter of time. And it was right time, right place. I would not have had it any other way. It worked out exactly correctly. I got to close it on Broadway. Like, what an honor.
That's
you
cool.
know. Wow,
Mean.
that show was nuts.
That's what I want to ask.
Show was nuts.
I would love it. Everybody, starting with Constantine, give us a audience story, because I've heard so much crazy shiz. What did you have to experience, dear?
Oh man. Well, first of all, it's funny. I thought you might have saw it off Broadway, Frankie, because it changed so much. I mean, once they put all of us in the same room together, we pretty much brought the same cast over. We lost Will Swenson and Tahir and Kelly Barrett. We made a change there, although she's wonderful. The show changed so much from off Broadway. There was so much weird stuff in it. You know, we were just like writing things in the room, like from day one of rehearsal, and you know, it changed all the time. But some weird stories. Oh man, I just remember people running on stage and me just literally grabbing them and throwing them off. Guys coming up there with wigs, like, you know, girls flashing, you know, just drunk people everywhere, vomit coming down the from, you know, the balcony, just madness. Really, I somehow have a 10-year-old as a result of Rock of Ages now. So, you know, just a lot of crazy stuff for sure.
The miracles of Broadway.
Yeah.
An intermission fling. Kerry Butler, what was your wackadoodle experience with that show?
So you guys probably remember these two. I have two good ones. One time, the entire section, you know how like there's 3 sections of the theater, the entire section of the audience broke out into a brawl. You guys remember, like just fighting, punching, the entire section, and we're just like singing "Don't Stop Believing." And then
You know why?
because you know they're drunk.
Oh, wait a minute, Kerry. Did the show stop, or did you keep going?
No, it never stopped.
But
The
was it like?
entire section is just fighting and throwing each other, drinks flying.
But was it like a Broadway brawl? Like Pat of the Poem was Mama Rose, Tyne Daly was the best Mama Rose, and just crazy.
Yes, that's what happened.
It is. Thank you, Constantine. All right, Kerry, next.
And then my other one was after I had become the stripper, and I'm like crying on stage because of what my life has become. And I see out of the corner of my eye this guy like walking down the aisle, and he has these 2 drinks and he's like dancing in the aisle. And I'm like, the audience is laughing at him, and he keeps coming. I'm like, oh, he must be in the front row or something. And I'm like, I'm gonna hurt in my heart. And then he keeps coming, and then he walks on stage and starts dancing on stage with 2 drinks while I'm still crying and singing. And then the security comes coming there, like, "Phone, phone, take him down, take the drinks down." Never stopped singing.
Wow!
Good girl.
Wow!
Snip, snap, sippity sap.
I did not.
And
know
the
that.
audience was going crazy, you know, because they loved it.
Of course.
Okay, Frankie Grande, yes.
My craziest audience story. I guess my favorite. I mean, it would just have to be closing night, when literally nothing. We couldn't do anything without getting like the most or like raucous applause. It was like almost a 3.5-hour show that night, and I remember I got to take several encores at the end of Hit Me, and that was really fun. That was. I almost got completely naked out of my leotard because I used to like pop one shoulder off and then pop 2 shoulders, and they kept applauding. So then I took off the left shoulder, then I took off the right shoulder, then I started pulling it down. Then I was like, okay, we have to continue the show. It has to keep moving forward. But
She's a stripper, not you. Adam, what about you?
I think Franz should be actually like in drag for half of the show and like appear in the stripper numbers. I think that would be really fun.
In the sequel.
Oh, hold on, Seth. Kerry, look at this comment here. Hollis says, I remember that incident. Officer Jim, who ran security, grabbed him just before he got on stage.
Oh.
Was that true, or he was actually on stage?
He was on stage. I remember he was on stage.
All
And
right, Hollis.
they put his beers down
Hi, Hollis.
on the stage. But it was pretty much right after he got on stage.
They grabbed him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hollis-
Adam, what's your craziness?
Okay.
Story?
So she might.
I would say, listen, first of all, it makes it, I mean, this is the way I guess things roll and becomes legend. But the show wasn't always the Wild West. Like the people came and loved the show, and I'm not pooping on anybody's good memory because I had people throwing bras at me and all that stuff too. But a lot of times there were like families there having a good time, you know, and people that just loved the show. That's what Hollis, who just wrote in, saw the show, I believe 8,029 times, something like that. There were people that came, Abe, you know, and other folks came over and over again because they connected with the show so much. And it was a really funny show. It was a really touching show. And it was unlike, you know, a lot of shows. So I'm not to say that nothing crazy happened, but there were weeks in a row where nothing crazy would happen. And you would just be like, God, I hope something crazy happens. I can't take it anymore, Mitch. Mitch would be like, oh, man. So that being said, a adult film actress did throw her bra at me on stage, which I then pinned up on the wall of the set. But that's the flip side is that it wasn't just this sort of like, woohoo, I've overstated my point, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
it was that, and people were throwing up on each other, and there were fights for sure, but there was also just there was a lot of enjoyment, a lot of fun. God, I'm such a dad.
No,
You just brought me down.
Hey, come here, kid.
Constantine, you have some donations for the Actors Fund to read.
I do. And Adam, by the way, I'm so glad that you said that because I think, you know, the show, there's such a fine line with the comedy in the show. And over so many years, it can be very cartoonish. These characters can become caricatures. I think what Kristen and Kelly and our creative team always reminded us was to really keep, and Adam as an incredible associate, you know, director on the show, is just always keep reminding us of keeping things grounded because the humor is there and it's earned. We don't have to really go for it and try too hard. And yes, we did bring this amazing audience to Broadway that would never probably come to Broadway otherwise. But why it was winning, why all the Tony nominations, why the, you know, iconic, you know, brand all over the world is because it was really, as they said in the reviews, you know, a true artistic achievement. And, you know, and yes, I was recognized, you know, but everyone in this show, I mean, Adam, Mitch, you know, everyone should have been recognized. That was a crazy year. And, you know, I just think that it was really about, it's so hard to not become a cartoon in this show. And I think that's where we were always winning. You know, I think that's where we won. And we just want to thank Olivia for her donation, $25 from New Zealand, all the way to New Zealand. Thank you so much. New Zealand, you know, they're putting on concerts for 10,000, 20,000 people right now. It's awesome. $20.60 from Michelle in Georgia. I think
it means something.
That's like a Jeopardy thing. Jeopardy games. We have $50 from Rob in New York. I love this show so much. I was convinced to see it after seeing Seth interview James Carpinello.
Love him.
Seth's Broadway Chatterbox box. Saw it that Saturday and then another 185 times.
Wow.
So Seth gets the blame for / credit for that streak. Fun fact, I am possibly not even in the top 10 of repeat offenders of the show.
I totally know that. That's Rob Johnston. Rob, who is this?
Rob, of
Hi,
course.
Rob. I love that.
Yeah, we love that guy.
So let's go back. So Constantine, I mean, I can't imagine anyone else originating the role. You were on American Idol. I want to just ask you before I even show anything. Have you ever lost your voice? Because every time I hear you, it's just perfectly placed in the mask. Is it just this weird, freakish genetic thing?
Thank you, man. You know, the wig is holding up, the voice is holding up all these years later. I was always blessed with that. I played in a lot of rock bands when I was a kid in garages. And when you're in bands, when you're a kid, the guitarist, the drummer, everyone wants to play louder than the singer. And you never have good PAs. So you had to I almost had to teach myself how to not lose my voice. I know that sounds crazy, but I did, have a training at the Boston Conservatory, which really helped. I was a raw talent, and then I got the training. And I think, and Adam and I are both BOCO alumni, and I think for me, I rarely lose my voice. I mean, I don't think anyone now would do 8 shows a week of that show, or Jekyll and Hyde, or any of these shows. No one does that anymore. They take the matinees off. For me, I relish that. When I was in Rent back in the day, I never missed a show. I went on, for like 2 years straight.
I knew it.
I love that. I love that. And I don't want to not give the other person the opportunity, but it's, there's that one person out there that hasn't gotten the chance to see this cast. And I want to do everything I can to be prepared to go on that night. I've never been much of a drinker or smoker or whatever. And I've been clean almost like 20 months from anything. So, thank you. My voice feels like stronger than ever, but yeah, I think I've been blessed with that. And you have to honor that. You have to honor that gift. And
it's genetic, man.
Yeah, I think so, man. Like, but sometimes you're just tired. If I don't sleep, like on Jekyll and stuff, there would just be those times when I just didn't sleep, or sometimes you just get sick and your voice just stops, and you just have to recognize that and just take a couple of days off. But it's very rare for me, but great. Now I'm going to lose my voice. Thanks.
You sound a little under.
Yeah, I hear it.
Are you calling out tonight, or are you?
Here's Connie when he was in American Idol, when I first became completely obsessed.
Oh my God.
So you think you can stop me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me in a tie?
It's that spin. Yes, Frankie. Any notes?
I have a story. No notes. Absolutely no notes. But because of that performance, I auditioned for Mamma Mia with that song, and I booked it because of you, Constantine. So I did. That was my Mamma Mia audition song.
Wait, you booked the
key and everything. I just modeled my performance after yours.
So honestly, I do want to say, like, you've always, before you became like hella famous, like you are, and you deserve it, every bit of it. You were always such a supportive member of the community, and like, never like, how some people are like are afraid to tell you how like good you did in a show because they're so insecure. Like Frankie would be like, holy. Like he would wait at the stage door, and he's in Broadway shows, like he's, so that just says a lot about him and his family, and and obviously his sister's success. But yeah, I think it's when you're like a stratospheric star like that. But if you only knew like what a nice family they are, and like it says a lot about however they were raised, and I hope. I know he's a role model, but honestly, I want to thank you for being that kind of guy always.
I love you. I love you so much. I love all of you so much. And it is true. I'm a fanboy, like to the core. I'm fanboying out like right now. Like I remember waiting for you, Kerry, at the stage door. Like, and you, Adam, like I know I was there for you. I was all different shows my whole life. And and I will continue to. I will continue to stage door for the rest of my life. I can't wait to stage door again, to be honest. I do not wait for that day when we're just all able to do that all over again. Woo!
Yeah, it's so much like Mean Girl sort of culture. No pun intended there, Kerry. But in our little world, and it's unfortunate because like we are insecure theater dorks at the end of the day, and like we just need to. Like I've always felt like I've had to go like above and beyond to be, nice to people because I want them to know like how much I appreciate them and I love their work, and we just have to be nice to each other, especially when we get back. We got to support each other better than we have in the past. And a story about Bohemian Rhapsody, like that was, I mean, look how old that clip is. I mean, that was like the 70s actually, it looked like. And, I couldn't clear any songs on that show. They were like, how about Sugar Pie Honey Bunch? And it's like, I'm like, I wanted to do Aerosmith and Bon Jovi and U2. And finally, it was like the year I was born, that song came out. And they're like, well, Bohemian Rhapsody's on the clear list. Michael Orland, the great musical director. And he's like, you can't do that. It's like an 8-minute song. And I was like, well, let's come up with a cut of it. And I think it was the first time they ever saw like a song, back on the charts because of something on the show. And then artists just were like, take my song, even if like Sanjaya like screws it up or whoever, it doesn't matter. It's gonna spike. We were still trying to figure out like what the whole digital media was at the time. So that 2-minute version of the song kind of became synonymous with me for many years, and I'm grateful for it for sure.
I remember watching it, and I turned to my wife and I took a sip of wine, and I was like, 6th place. The guy can sing. 6th place. What place did you
Oh my God, I hate you. That's awesome.
Adam is a psychic. Hey, Adam,
No,
I have.
I was in love with him. Truthfully.
Yeah, me too.
I have a clip of you. What made you decide to begin with a crazy high battement, and did your back ever actually go out from it?
Who, me?
Yes, dear. Your entrance was a battement.
Oh, my battement.
Yeah, the kick.
That's
what we say in English.
Thank you, Frankie.
What made me decide to do that? I think it was a Bruce Springsteen in me. No.
You got to stop with Bruce, dear.
No, I'm gonna let Bruce go. I just thought it was a nice way to come in where I was an aging rock star, an older rock star, a former rock star. So I thought it was a fun way to come in. That he's got all this, energy, but it actually just wreaks havoc on his body. That's what that was.
Still got it.
Little did I know that.
Did you ever pull a muscle from doing it?
Not from doing that, no.
From doing what?
Just other things in my life that I've done that I've regretted. Pulling muscles was part of that.
I don't want to talk about it. All right, here's the battement. Everybody enjoy.
Yay!
Meet Dennis Dupree. He owns this historic temple of rock and roll kickassery. Oh, and before that, had a pretty famous power rock trio who only opened for a little band called
The Alan Parsons Project.
Jealous.
I raise a toast to all of us who are breaking our backs every day. They wanted a good life with such crime.
Nothing put me away.
It's too young.
That was fun. The reason why I did that bottom at the beginning was because the rest of the number I just sat in a chair.
You had one move in you, and you got it out.
Yeah.
Remember the line used to be, who only opened for a band, that opened for a band.
Called Foghat.
Wasn't it like, it was like
Yeah.
longer than that? Yeah.
Yes.
There were so many fun 80s.
Lorenzo was playing with this show all the time. With the
Yeah. I mean, they won in rehearsal. They put the right group of actors from off-Broadway together, and we just played, and we just discovered so much in the room, and we never had the time that other shows had. We had like 2 weeks in the room, maybe 3 weeks in the room, and I don't know what that means. It's just like, before you basically start tech, shows have, and this show is a completely different show than it was in the Los Angeles workshops or the early Vegas run. That might as well have just been a different show, to me. And so we just never had that luxury. We had a very short preview period. It was a really hard show to perform and sing too. And
yeah, my God,
people, left and right, for things. And so I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
The vocal chops of that damn show. Hey, Kerry, talk about your signature flavored lip gloss.
I forgot about that. Yes, I don't know, Constantine, do you remember this? That you wear different flavored lip glosses and make you guess what flavor it was?
I do, and I loved that. Because we have a moment where she kind of teaches Drew like how to be a rock star a little bit, and then she puts, well, that's, you know, so we had that actual moment in the show. So then, you know, she kind of worked it into her actual lip gloss that she was wearing, and you know, we get to kiss in the show a little bit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
What were the flavors, Kerry?
Different flavors like Sprite,
Oh,
Coke, Reese's Pieces.
Oh,
that is fancy.
Yeah, Frankie doesn't even have those.
I don't actually. I'm like
Reese's.
writing this down right now.
Yeah, it's a fun game to play.
Cora in the
With your love
morning.
interest.
Frankie, you know, James
Pepper.
and I became obsessed with Big Brother when Marissa was on. We hadn't watched it before.
Yeah.
We want to get some inside scoop. Give us something that maybe not a lot of people know about from Big Brother. First of all, actually, my first question is, the house looks amazing because the Grease reality show, they said they had a busted mansion. It was a mansion, but it was horrific. You guys really had a nice mansion, right?
Well, if you look up, no. When you are on set, honey. You are living in a set. If you were to look up, it is literally the scariest, dirtiest, dustiest, no panels, like cobwebbed, fluorescent lit, like horrific nightmare. You literally walk in, you're like, oh my God, this is so it's just so scary. And also ants infest everything. So if you leave out a piece of food for more than 20 seconds, it is covered in ants. In fact, when we were welcomed into the house, there was like this welcome to the show platter covered in ants. We were literally like, okay, this is gonna be how it is, huh? And I mean, you do not get cleaning service, okay? There were no housekeepers. There was no nothing. It was up to us to clean our own filth. And when you start getting rid of like the moms that came on to be on the show, and you're left with only like bros at the end of the show, guess what? It is disgusting, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, by the time I was ready to leave the house, I was ready to leave the house. I was like, please get me out of here and return me to an area of cleanliness.
You can't find me. I quit. Okay. By the way, someone look at this nice comments on a side note. Watching this is so emotional in such an amazing way. I'm 22 now and I was 15. Inappropriate. When my mother took me to see Rock of Ages for the first time. So many amazing memories I'll be able to hold forever going forward in my musical theater career. My mom and I are currently watching the live stream and just reminiscing about the musical and the memories.
Brianna, I saw your comment earlier about meeting me at the stage door. You're a sweetheart. You're a sweetheart. I'm so glad Rock of Ages was such a big part of your life.
And we want to remind everyone we're doing this in addition to reminiscing, also doing it for the Actors Fund. We lost Kerry. So if you're able to donate, go to starsinthehouse.com or text fund 2020 to 56512. Forward your receipt and your note to donations at starsinthehouse.com.
And one of these clowns will read it. So what do people have to look forward to with this big event that's coming up that I'm going to put up here? What is it going to be?
Well, the merging of all the different casts, first of all, is so exciting and so cool. Not to cut you off, Connie, but I was just like so excited that I get to do it with all of these fabulous people and people from Vegas that I never did the show with, and people from my cast in LA. Like, it's a little reunion for me because, you know, COVID happened in the middle of our run, about a month in, you know, which was terrible, the beginning of our run. For me, it's just really exciting to get to do the show with so many unbelievably talented people from all different walks of Rock of Ages' life.
Is it filmed live, or are you guys filming it, editing it, and then showing it? What's the deal?
Live.
It's live. We're doing it live.
Yeah, it's going to be really
It might be a pre-taped thing or two.
It's streaming live.
It's streaming live.
And where are you doing? And it's
those mishmashy things. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's lots of different casts, like the big. Wow, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
Is everything just, I guess, down the octave at this point in your lives, right?
No. No,
well, in that B-roll, I'm like optioning down. I
noticed that.
What is all that?
You said, Lord, better put him away.
I think because it's like you shot it like 8 times, and I was like, oh, they'll just take the audio, and they never did. But I never did.
Never did that.
I never did that. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but that was.
The answer is everything's going to be as it was, with us just a little bit, you know, wiser and older and more connected to the material at this point.
Oh, all right.
We have songs that are from the era but not in the show.
Whoa.
Big kind of rock, just extravaganza. And we have, the Danfinity from the Dan Band, Tenacious D, like all these cool people like stopping by that are sort of rock of ages, and good people.
Aren't you doing a fun song that I'm not sure if I can say? That's sort of like, hello to this area that has vines.
Hello and welcome to this place that is this wild place.
Yeah. You guys know what that is?
What?
You look stumped.
The audience says, if it's not from a Broadway show, I've never heard it here.
But on that note, we're going to take our medical break. We're going to be back with Seth to pick more fun clips, and there's going to be a musical performance.
Live performance.
All right.
So come back.
We'll see you in a minute. Frankie, Adam, Constantine, Kerry. All right.
This is our nightly medical break we always have with the amazing Dr. John LaPook. He began here when we began live streaming a year ago. He is the chief medical correspondent for CBS, but more importantly, for Stars in the House.
That's right.
Please welcome Dr. John LaPook. Hi, John.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
We're fine. You always have the latest cutting edge. What's the deal?
Well, hold on. First off, though, John, watching the CBS Evening News this evening, as I always do, there had to have been 6 leading stories about COVID-19 that were kind of all over the place. So I guess...
it's a tug of war between the feel good and the feel bad stories.
Exactly.
And there's millions of doses rolling out. That's fantastic. But now we have 43% of the new cases are in 5 states. In New York, New Jersey, Miami, Florida, and Pennsylvania. Michigan is in trouble, and remember a year ago we talked about you can't have magical thinking, and it's the same old stuff. It's people being fed up and just going out and partying and being together.
Yes, but I want to say it's beyond the partying. You just cannot have your mask off with another person, period. And then you just don't have to worry about it. Just don't ever take your mask off.
Yeah, the problem, unless you're vaccinated, 2 vaccinated people, all that stuff. But the problem is that this variant, the UK variant, is now, it's really taking hold in the United States. As we said in our 60-minute piece a month ago, it's exactly what they said was going to happen. So it's science. This is more contagious. It's spreading. It's going to spread. If you're not immune, you're going to either get vaccinated or you're going to get COVID. Those are the 2 things that are going to happen to you if there's no herd immunity.
Well, I mean, John, I think that one of the things that stuck out from the newscast a few hours ago to me was how many young people are getting it, and it seems like that's a lot more people that are under 50 are getting it than over 50 percentage wise. Right. And number 2, that 6 months later after you get COVID, a third of people who've had COVID are dealing with real physical issues or mental health issues. That's
we have neurological long haul syndrome. That article came out today. It's hard to get the exact statistics because there are a lot of confounding factors. But this is a real thing. And people for years have talked about chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic Lyme disease, and for them, it must be at least some, sort of validation of their symptoms. They were told for years, oh, it's in your head. It's in your head. It's not. You get a viral infection, and then there are longer term effects that are probably immunologically mediated. The virus is out of you, but your body still thinks it's at war, and so it's attacking things. And what can happen is the immune system can get confused. So it sees a virus and it makes antibodies and T cells and B, all that response against that specific virus. But what if there's something in your body that's normally in your body, just it's supposed to be there, that looks like the virus by some protein structure, something about it resembles, smells like the virus? Your body could go after it. It could be something in your brain. It could be something in various organs, and that may be underlying, part of this immunological response that we think is responsible.
Well, part of me feels like if people are not wearing masks, even if they're vaccinated, perhaps knowing that there is a 1 in 3 chance approximately that you will have symptoms 6 months from now, maybe if nothing else, that will get people to wear masks, because those are serious issues. I mean, even with the vaccine, you still have what, a 1 in 20 chance that you'll get COVID. You may not die or go to the hospital, but you'll still get COVID.
And have
possibly
long-term-
have
It tends not to be. We don't know how many of those people. So you're saying like 95% protection, 5% will still get it, but it seems to be a milder form because they don't die. I mean, they're at least in the trials, they're very protected against hospitalization, death. So maybe those people aren't going to go on. So the bottom line is get vaccinated. The sooner everybody gets vaccinated, the sooner you're going to be able to protect your neighbor. There's going to be something. We're doing a piece right now. I can't tell you too much about it, but it has to do with the fact that people who there's some data coming out that people who are immunocompromised, you remember they were excluded from these trials, that they don't have the same kind of robust immune reaction to the vaccine as other people who are immunocompetent, or they call it immunocompetent. So if you've had a heart transplant and you're taking medicine, serious medicine that prevents rejection, you don't want to get vaccinated and then have a false sense of security that you're going to then go out there and say, oh, I'm fine, I don't need the mask. So we're doing a story on that right now, and we'll hopefully get it on the air pretty soon. But I did an interview today with somebody from Johns Hopkins who was talking all about that. So that's another thing to think about. So we're not, people talk about, we're out of this. We're leaving the tunnel. We're not leaving the tunnel. There is a light. We're going towards the light, but don't celebrate prematurely.
I have just one quick question. This next person, Kat. This person, I think a woman, lives in Bangkok, going into lockdown. How can I be safe with grocery delivery or restaurant, gloves while I'm packing or don't order? There was a recent story that basically services really aren't so nerve-wracking anymore.
I'm so glad that's a great question. First of all, hello in Bangkok. Here's what the CDC just came out with a statement saying it's not nothing, but there's not a huge risk from fomites, which are like inanimate objects that are contaminated. So I actually spoke to the CDC guy, and I said, "What do you actually do?" And I actually spoke to Tony Fauci, not to name drop, but Tony Fauci before that, and I combined the two into this piece of advice. What Tony says is that he just really washes his hands, with this knowledge that your hands could be contaminated with virus. If you don't bring them above your chin, above your neck, you can't get it in your mouth, nose, or eyes. Putting together the pieces of advice from the two of them. Let's say you're getting a delivery, right? Takeout. Lay the plates out before you even touch the bag. Lay the plates out in front of you, okay? And then go ahead and open the bag, get the container, dump it out on the plate, put it back in the bag, dump everything out. Throw away the bag, and then wash your hands. That's a very simple way. You don't have to be, wiping down every container.
All right. Well,
they came up with an estimate that if you touch, I don't know how much you can trust this, but by modeling, by math and algorithms, if you touch something that's contaminated, there's about a 1 in 10,000 chance that you're going to get COVID from it.
Wow.
So. Okay. And that, it depends on whether you're going to then touch your mouth or you're going to, the ventilation, all that, how long it's been there. Yeah. But the bottom line is you don't have to be freaked out when you touch things. Just don't put your hands above your neck after that. Of course, I think it's been a while since I quoted this. There was a study of Australian medical students, and they just secretly videotaped them, and they touched their face 23 times an hour. We all do, right? We all do. We all do. So just got to try not to do that, and just got to be conscious of your hands are contaminated. Don't
wash your damn hands. Wear a damn mask.
And soap and water. Soap and water really. It's a lipid coat to the virus, so it blows up the virus with just good soap and water.
Old school. All right. See you tomorrow for my sister's birthday. Bye.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Book. Two things I want to say for my sister's birthday. She's actually not watching. She just texted me. So if you tune in tomorrow, we're going to have Broadway stars Judy Kuhn, a lot of performing too. Judy Kuhn, Mark Shaman, Manny Gonzalez from In the Heights in Hamilton, and then comedy stars Miranda Sings and Randy Rainbow. So that's all tomorrow for my sister, but don't tell her.
Yeah, that's right. Don't
And
tell
one of
her.
our fans just reminded us, please make sure you like this video because it helps the algorithms just recommend it. So like the video right now that you're watching and subscribe to Stars in the House. And that way you'll find out, like, suddenly we go live with like an amazing show you don't know about. It'll help us have more subscribers. And Frankie Grande, everyone is demanding that you join us for a game night.
I accept. I accept your
Okay.
offer. Is that the offer?
Yes.
I booked it? Yes. I'll be back. Woohoo!
Booked it. You're an idiot. Okay. Let's welcome back to the screen Miss Kerry Butler in her pretty white background.
Oh,
Hi, lady.
Hi.
The Botmont man, Adam. Nice background.
This is a small room off the main house.
For the lighting to be a little bit better. The fabulous Constantine. Sorry. Now we're talking.
Your lighting is great.
It's
Don't listen to
fine.
him.
Okay, I've got a clip I want to show. I've got two more things and I want to have a live performance. So,
Okay.
Constantine, you may not remember this, but I was a fan of yours so much American Idol that after American Idol, but before Rock of Ages, I put you in my big benefit for Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yes, I loved that, and I met so many great people that I'm friends with to this day. And thank you for that great introduction to our community. And you've always been a great supporter and a great friend, both of you. So
I'm a huge fan.
And in fact, only a few months after that, I met Seth, and the very first benefit that I saw him put together was with you, Constantine, now it's the Hudson Theater, but that's where it wasn't the theater yet.
Only Make Believe? It must have been Only Make Believe.
No, it was like February or January. I mean, it was like early when I knew you in 2007.
One of the many benefits we've done.
But it was the first time. It was great.
Here's Connie crossing the stage, sounding great in Whorehouse with a lot of hunky men behind him.
5 miles until we get to heaven. 75 miles until our plans are laid. 75 miles until we get to the chicken ranch where history and Aggie boys get
I was the third guy on the left.
Work. I remember. Yeah.
I should have taken that up an octave or something.
You know what? I must have had a reason because I was like, God, your voice. You come back and you sing a high harmony on the second crossover.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a D. I mean, you could actually be a D above that. Regardless. Now, speaking of a D above that, here's someone hitting some high notes while wearing a lady's outfit. Please welcome Frankie Grande.
Oh my God.
Tattoos.
My butt looks great in that outfit, by the way. Just if I don't say so myself. Yeah, because the tats.
Did you you didn't have them yet?
No, I didn't. I think I only had one. Yeah, so I'm a full canvas now. I've been painted upon. I was blank back then, but here we go. We actually we had some difficulty covering them for this most recent run of Rock of Ages, and I got all over all of my costumes, and we just made it a character choice by the end. I was like, Kristen, we're good. This is Franz was really secreting his identity from his dad. Like he really didn't know, and then he just really comes out.
I mean, why is it glitter unitard okay, but tattoos over body? I mean, it totally makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you have tattoos if you're literally in a leotard?
We got to that decision. That's where we decided. That's where we arrived because we were just destroying costumes left, right, up, down, and center. It was just makeup was everywhere.
God, he still got it. All right, so listen, everyone has to tune in, but before I'm going to put the information up, Connie, I know you're performing for us, and I know it's not going to be in a key that I could sing along with. What are you going to be? That's information.
Well, yeah, no, thank you. First of all, thank you guys for having us. Thank you for all you've done during the lockdown, and let us not forget, we lost a dear friend, Nick Cordero, Frankie. and he were leading the West Coast new production of Rock of Ages. And there's not a day that goes by that we don't just miss him so much. And so this concert is going to be dedicated to him, to his beautiful son Elvis. So many great people have come together with Rock of Ages, and I'm so blessed to have been a part of it after all these years. Even though I didn't get to star in the movie. No, did anyone see it? Sorry, Matt. Everyone's going to tune in April
opening night. Never again, but I was there on opening night.
A cameo. Wow. But April 24th is just going to be incredible. Go to Stellar Tickets. It's going to be a great night. And we're gonna set you up a little bit with some tunes right now. A little taste of the show.
Right. Hey, wait, Connie, before you sing, I want Kerry to be donations. Maybe it'll inspire people to donate again after you sing. Kerry, what do you got, girl?
Okay, $50 from Lauren in New York. Love you, friends. You know who you are. XXOO. Hey, Seth and James. Love your show. And Kerry, of course. If you read this, you'll know who I am. All the best, Bunny. Shoot, my glasses. $30
from the UK.
You're like $3,000.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you don't wear your glasses. Love from original New York City Rock of Ages fan from Lizzie, $25.
Uncle Lizzie.
Cry of the Strip.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to bring you up. Okay, we're going to make you larger than life.
Yes.
All right, we're going to remove ourselves.
Shall we rock and roll?
Hit it.
Can you hear me? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. April 24th, big rock and roll show. Check it out. Donate now to the Actors Fund. You got all the information there. With my boy Static. That's right. Out here in New Jersey at the Noise Room. So if you're making a record, look him up. Come out here and make some noise with us. What's going down, Broadway? We're about to take you back to a sexier time. The Reagan era. That's right, the mid to late 80s, roughly. When all you needed was a wine cooler and a dream. Maybe a mullet, some stonewashed jeans. Seth knows what I'm talking about. Like this, rockin' steady in her daddy's car. She's got the stereo and the big guitars, and that's alright. Oh yeah, it's alright. She's got an edge, a restless soul. She's going with the wind, gonna go for the road tonight. Oh yeah, it's alright. Oh baby, that's it, that's it. Girl, we were meant for this since we were born. No problems now, the coast is clear. It's just the calm before the storm. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't wanna go home. I ain't never going home. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't wanna go home. That's right, baby, I ain't never going home. The Sunset Strip, man, the only place to be. April 24th, Stellar Tickets, check it out. Not a dime, I can't pay my rent. I can barely make it through the week. Oh yeah, Saturday night I'd like to make a girl. Right now I gotta make ends meet. Oh, I'm always working, slaving every day. Gotta get away from the same old. I need a chance just to get away. If you can hear me sing, this is what I'd say. Don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time. And it don't get no better than this. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah. You remember the best party in Broadway history, Rock of Ages, baby? 5 Tony nominations, 10 years, global brand. We're bringing it back April 24th. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, James, for having us. I spend my money on women and wine. I can't tell you where I slept last night. I'm real sorry about the shape I'm in. I just like my fun every now and then. I'm always working, slaving every day. Gotta get away from the same old, I need a chance just to get away. If you can hear me think, this is what I'd say. Don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time, and it don't get no better than this. Let me hear that guitar one time. Ow, yeah. All right. Oh. Hey. That's right. Yeah. I don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time, and it don't get no better than this. Don't need nothing but a good time. Oh, how can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time, and it don't get no better, don't get no better, don't get no better than. No, it don't get no better than this.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're so stupid. Oh my God.
You sound amazing, Connie. That was amazing. Look, I'm giving you Kerry Butler props right now.
There you go.
Butler props, baby. That was
Kerry
amazing.
Butler shades.
Got them chills.
Kerry Butler shades. Remember in that thing you do where Tom Hanks gives the drummer the shades? He's like, "Your shades now." That's Kerry Butler. That was Kerry Butler right there.
Wow.
No,
That was so good.
That was fantastic.
Connie, you sound amazing. The spin at the end was good. Who's playing guitar for you?
That is my friend Vincenzo Scro, otherwise known as Static. Incredible guitarist, record producer. He worked on my most recent album, Until I'm Wanted, available everywhere right now. If you're not getting tickets to our show, pick up the album. The single All About You's all over XM radio. I can't believe an old fart like me has a new song on the radio. It's weird. But he's been doing tons of records, and he's producing, Broadway singers and demos all the time. So check him out on social media. Come out to Jersey. He's got a great studio. And yeah.
Good musician,
That's
man.
the thing in Jersey you're supposed to do. I knew there was something.
There's one thing.
That was it. Go to that studio.
Hey, Frankie, before we go, you have some donations?
Yep. Let me check my phone.
Okay.
See if you can see through your lashes.
Here it is.
Yes.
In honor of a huge ROA Nick Cordero fan, Kim Furtman, who is a stone cold fox, and that is donated from Luke, and it's for $50. I was never a fan of corduroys until Dennis walked on the stage. We missed the show so much, and I love seeing you all. I saw the show for the first time this week 12 years ago, and the family anniversary is coming up in July. World record largest air guitar ensemble. Love from Wanda, Gavin 2, and Brent, the Knox family, $25. Thank you both.
Oh, we remember them. Remember all the long hair, skinny teenage boys? They're probably, they're like 40 now. It's weird.
There were two of them.
The Knox family. Thank you.
I just have to say really quickly, I know there's a whole nother agenda, but that just reminded me, my second son was born 5 days after today when we opened. At intermission, I got a call from my wife. I'd been waiting for text, and she said, "Did you get my text?" And I said, "No, I didn't get your text. What text?" And she said, "I'm in labor." Places for Act 2 literally happened. And I went, "Did you hear that?" She said, "Yes." I said, "What should I do?" She said, "I don't know, but I'm going to get in the bathtub." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to finish the show." And that's what I did. Remember, Connie?
And make that train. I don't know.
The show. Hey, I had a car. They got a car waiting for me.
Oh, that's right.
I took a car. I got home. I put my other kid at another person's house. I took Jen to the hospital, and then little Flynn was born. Like,
I thought she was going to give birth in the bathtub. I was
Me
like,
too.
oh,
how like
well, the first
very
night took 18 hours.
How like very like 1890s of you. Like
I know, all by yourself, just like, let's do this. Let's do it.
Just
Very
No,
nice.
we're getting into a hospital. Anyway, that just reminded me.
Very Mayan Bialik.
Lauren Schaefer, I guess she made a donation too. Thank you, Lauren. You're always such a great supporter, such a great friend. Love you.
Rock of Ages people. Hey, Frankie, I found a photo of us dancing together in a full layout. You're right over my left shoulder.
Oh my god, oh, Seth, I had so much fun doing that show. Can we please bring back that show?
I was just watching videos of it. It's so good. You were amazing. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
On game night, you need to find a clip of that show, and we're gonna play that because that was the most fun. You introduced me to I had the most fun in that show. It was the funniest thing I've ever been in to date.
Thank you. It was a benefit for the Actors Fund yet again. It was Broadway 101. Thank you, Francola.
Oh, so
Were those diesel jeans, Seth? Because those were looking pretty.
First of all, that's totally my signature.
Is that a wallet in your front pocket?
I think is that okay. Is that a Costanza wallet?
I don't want to talk. I think it was for wearing a swatch. Nice line. Fossil watch. You know what? I'm out. Guys, peace out. I can't wait. So I'm going to put up the information.
Is that right there? Is that it?
Yes, but there's a big discount tonight. I want people to know about that.
Yes, good. Thank you, Seth.
The discount that is happening.
There it is.
It is because it's the 12-year anniversary. So do it because it expires at midnight. So everybody, don't be ADD. Get it done. And you're all going to be performing. I can't wait, you guys. Start warming up ASAP.
Except for you, Brian. You sound great.
All right. I got to play.
What are you gonna play,
I
Seth?
don't know what the hell.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. We love you so much. Thank you.
After all that, I don't know what the Rock of Ages is.
See you guys next week. Bye, my friends.
Let's see.
What do you do, Seth?
I don't know Rock of Ages. I know Broadway.
Oh.
This is the most rock I get.